Hello, this is Martin and welcome to episode 9 of Let's Figure Out Kerbal Space Program. Last episode, we went to the moon and got back. We got a bunch of science, a bunch of money, and I'm facing two problems right now. First problem is most of the missions I have are about ferrying tourists into space. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 missions for a total of more than 10 tourists to ferry. And these missions aren't very profitable. Like, I can ferry one tourist at a time, and the rocket to orbit is, I think, more than 10,000 credits. And I'm only getting, maybe 20,000 credits. But it's not much, and those to just get into space, the rocket costs 6,000 and I get 8,000, even less than that. So I need a way to bring more tourists into space with one flight. And there is this part, the Mk1 crew cabin, which will allow me to put several tourists in the rocket. The problem is I don't know how I can get back this part safely on the planet. The second problem I have is I'm running out of ways to get science, and the next chair of tech is 90 science each, and there's a lot of them. And the next chair is even more costly, and I'd have to upgrade the building to be able to unlock them. So I'm facing a science problem, I'm facing a money problem, and I'm facing a mission problem. Like, the mission problem, I could do all of these missions, and it will be boring, but I can do it. And it will unlock new missions, hopefully not about ferrying the IPs, but still, I would like to do it in a better way. And for the science and money, I'm afraid I could get stuck at some point, because if I need to, say, land on the moon or on Minmus, I may need to build a rocket with more parts. But upgrading the vehicle assembly building is $500,000. I will need to upgrade this at some point, which is almost $1 million. But I need to unlock all of this to have to upgrade it. Like, upgrading it sooner would be nice, because I could choose to go to the next tier before unlocking everything. But I think I might be able to do without upgrading it right now. But I'll still need $1 million, not far from now. And with my mission problem, it would be hard to get all of this money. What I could do is, rather than saving my money to upgrade these two buildings, upgrade the astronaut complex, which is cheap, and will give me a lot of science. And what I'm hoping is that by getting a lot of science, I don't know if it will be a lot or not, but I'm just hoping it will be, I'll be able to unlock this tier, which will give me bigger parts. And if I have bigger parts, I can build rockets with less parts, and so do more stuff with the current level of the vehicle assembly building. So this is the strategy I'll do. If I'm wrong, I'll have to farm a bunch of missions, like a lot of missions, to get this money back. I want to unlock the tech faster, to be able to do stuff now. I don't want to farm mission now. And so, now that I've done this, I'll try to use this new ability with the mission to go explore the moon, I think. Yeah, I need to orbit the moon to get some money. So I'll take this mission, and I launch the rocket right now. The flight might take 2 or 3 days, so I want to launch it now, and I will test and figure out stuff about the crew cabin in the meantime. So this is the Lunar Mark 1P for Prime, which is just a temporary rocket, because well, what I did was adding a Science Junior and a payload, a service bay, with a mystery go in it and only one battery. I removed one thermometer and one barometer because I only need one of each, and I'll only need them if I go close to the moon, because from Kerbin to the high altitude of the moon I already have all the reports I need with these two items. And I added an experiment storage unit. So the plan is, now that I can EVA, I can put a scientist inside the command pod, do some experiment, get the report back, reset the experiment, store one report into the storage unit and one into the command pod. So with one rocket I can get 2 reports for each biomes and for each of the experiments. The second report won't earn as much science as the first, but since I'll be crossing a lot of biomes, going to the moon, it will add up, and maybe it will allow me to unlock one more tech. The problem is, I'm not sure this command pod with the storage unit is stable, and because I will launch it as is, I cannot put a probe on it to test it. So what I'll do is launch a smaller rocket with the same kind of setup for the command pod, and I added 2 drop shots. So the plan here is just to have a suborbital trajectory, and when the command pod will return, even if it's not stable, I hope the drop shot will be able to save the Kerbal inside, but I'm not sure. And in the meantime, I'll get science from this test. Probably not enough to do anything, but still, I'll get science, and I'll be able to train a bit and see how the experiment storage is working. So I want a scientist. The question is, I'm not sure what kind of experiment I need on the way to space, because I brought a mystery goo, but I think I have everything I need with mystery goo. Okay, I'm lacking a small amount of science from flying at Kerbin, and the rest is landed. So in space, upper atmosphere, I already have everything I need, but since I want to bring a mystery goo to the moon, I'll still put the mystery goo for the test, but it won't be very useful. And the material study, I need some in space near Kerbin, and I need some in the upper atmosphere. So if I can, I would like to bring back 4 reports. I'm not sure I can open this in the lower atmosphere though. So I probably won't try the mystery goo, because opening this might end up screwing the mission. And I fell. I won't go into space. So I don't know. I had more fuel than the Pioneer one. Maybe I'm too heavy, or there's too much drag. I don't know. But I think I'll wait until I'm a bit higher before getting into EVA. I will observe this, take the report, and I think if I'm almost out of the atmosphere, I can EVA without too much rest. And since I won't go into space, I have some time to do this. Okay, let's try now. EVA. Okay, should be able to get an EVA report. Great, I can collect the data. I can restore it. I can store everything into there and board for safety and get another report. Yeah, it's working. I EVA again, I collect the data, and I board again. So I think I have everything I need. So I can ditch my stuff, and I should be able to see if the rocket is stable or not. So even though I didn't went into space, the experiment, like the test, might be a success. Well, it will give me the answer I'm searching. Okay, the capsule is keeping a nice orientation, even if I'm moving a bit, so I think this is stable. I can use the drug chute. Do I need the drug chute really? I do need it now, but will there be a point? There should be a point where I could deploy the parachute without any problem. Yeah, now, okay. So I didn't get the science, but the test is a success and I can launch this kind of setup to the moon. The command pod tipped over, I think because the parachutes are lower than the center of mass. I would like to EVA to get an EVA report while flying, but I'm not sure it's safe in this position, so I won't try it now. And I know I'll have to move the parachute a bit up. Again, I brought back only 8 sides. So, since the test was a success, I can now launch what I'm calling now the Lunar Mach 1.1, because it's not really different, only the top is a bit different, so it doesn't justify getting its own name. And yeah, I moved the parachutes up a bit, put the thermometer and the barometer on the low side, and I'm ready to go. Oh, I need a scientist. Okay, my ascension was not as vertical as it might be necessary, but I'm not sure about it anymore. I don't know what's the optimized way to get an orbit, so I'll be happy with it. I'm still having some fuel from the first stage, so I'll wait a bit and burn all I have once I'm close to the apoapsis. Oh, and I'm past my apoapsis now, so I think it's kinda bad. I'll tilt up a bit to get the orientation I should have at apoapsis, and I hope it will work. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm doing is correct or not, but okay, I have an orbit. I don't have the knowledge of what to do once you want to correct your orbit. So I thought, because I'm getting too low and I might reach the atmosphere, I should burn upwards. It seems to have worked. Now that I'm here, I'd like to stop rotation, yeah, and get some science. One report, EVA. I can get an EVA report. Oh, cabin's water. I can get several reports. Like, where am I now? Cabin's shore. Okay, I'm taking this. Can I have another one? Cabin's grassland. Yeah. It might be worth it to go all the way around the planet and get several EVA reports. So remove the data, store the experiment, restore the experiment, observe, and yeah, I think I don't need the mystery goo, so board. And the question is, where could I have other biomes? I'm not sure. Over there should be shore and grassland. Maybe I'll get mountains or stuff like that. And then, I don't know, I'll have to wait a bit and check. In the meantime, I can see where I can get an encounter with the moon. And I will have to burn around there. Control locked. Oh yeah, I saw stuff about this in the helping manual, KSP. If you don't have a pilot inside the rocket, you cannot do maneuver nodes, but you can if you have direct connection with a center. So I need to wait until I have a communication with the planet, and I'll be able to do maneuver node then. And another thing I wanted to try, last time I accessed with the probe the CurbNet access, the CurbNet, I don't know what it was called, and I didn't understood what it was, but it seems it's a map, and you can see what's the topography of the planet, and you can add weapons. And I hope that if you have satellites checking on the planet, you can set a waypoint for your craft and find the area you need to go for your contract. I hope you can. So I'll have to test some stuff with this. Maybe when I did it, the probe wasn't in the correct orientation. I don't know. I'll have to try stuff, but I don't have a probe with me right now, so I cannot do it. So I'll wait until I have a connection. I'll check what kind of biomes I'm above and get the reports if I can, and I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm at my maneuver nodes. I'm a bit late, but I wanted to try to check if I had a new biome. I managed to get the highlands and the desert. Let's see what I have. Periapse of 300 meters. Seems okay. I think the higher the periapse, the easier the mission will be, like to orbit the moon, because I will only have to modify my speed a little bit if I'm high over the planet, I think. So maybe what I try to see if I can get a higher periapse for only a few. Yeah, I can. Like, let's say 1,000 kilometers. Because with this 2 meters per second in delta V that I spent, I could get a lot more back while I'm over there. What do I have now? Periapse of 1,000 kilometers. So I'm happy with this. I will reach it in almost 2 days. I'll stop the mission now. Yeah, the nice thing is I brought only one battery, but since I don't have SAS, I cannot forget to turn it off. Problem though, I used a lot of fuel. I think my first mission to the moon, I had this left at the end of the mission. So I might not be able to do what I want to do. So let's get back to our tourist problem. This is the Eagle Mark 1. I want to see if I can get to space with this. Probably won't, and there's no way I'll be able to orbit, but I want to try it just to see if I'm far from it or not with this. The plan is, if I can get to space with this, with the wing especially, maybe I can re-enter the atmosphere in a soft way. And by this I mean, what I'm getting of a hit, the wings might help me get higher. I hope. It probably won't work because I think there are wings with heat shield on the back of them, and these don't have the heat shield. First I put the regular command pad because it's not as heavy, and I can fit a drone on it for the test. I brought some science on it, but I was planning to do the science while... Oh, I need a mystery goo while flying, so yeah, I could try it. I have some parachutes, and the Science Junior and the small fuel tank together have the same mass and the same size as the crew cabin. So I want, before I unlock the crew cabin, because if I do, I won't be able to unlock a tech from the next year. I want to be sure I can make it before unlocking the part. So the plan of this is to see if I can get safely into the atmosphere with wings. I only used the parts I had available, but I think, like, if I want to use my thrusters from this in an efficient way, what I should do is have an angle of attack on my wings, like this. Problem is, if I do this, my wings are touching the ground, so they probably harm the wings I need to use, and so I would like to use these ones, I think. Yeah, relative wing area 2, they are the bigger one. This feels strange. The wings maybe are too square for me. It might not work, I don't know. Well, I have to try it. Regarding engines, I have 2 jet engines, which will work first. Yeah, I need to fix my staging. And once I reach like 10,000 meters in altitude, I'll use the Reliant liquid fuel engine. I put the thrust limiter really low. I'll have to adjust this because I cannot control with the thrust command on my pad independently the thrust of the jet engines and the liquid fuel engine. I want the jet engines to be at full capacity all the time, but the liquid fuel engine, I want to spare my fuel to use the wing as much as I can. So yeah, I'll have to click on it and change the thrust limiter to adjust the thrust that I'm getting. And yeah, let's try this. I don't expect it to work, but I should get everything back if it doesn't crash on the takeoff. Okay, this is not working at all. So I should be able to get some money back. So I think the angle of attack is not good, which is a shame. Or maybe like I have too much lift with these wings, because if you watch the KSP, they're telling you should have an angle of attack. Yeah, but maybe the way it's working relative to the center of mass, it's not what you expect. So I changed this a bit, and I cannot afford too many failures like this. So if this doesn't work, I'll stop trying. But I think I learned something. Oh, and I don't have any control surfaces on it. What's happening? Oh yeah, I think I shouldn't have the center of mass below the center of lift, but with the other wing, the one I had, it was different. So maybe like the center of thrust was way back. So I use those wings instead, and maybe this way it should work. So yeah, I knew about this problem, but I forgot that the difference in shape between the wings, I would modify the center of lift. And it's better. Oh, but it's still hard to control. The craft wants to tilt up, so I want mystery goo. And I need to focus hard on the... oh, come on the nav ball. Like, if I'm doing nothing, I'm going upwards very hard. So it will be hard to focus on the thrust and... oh, come on. And everything else, if I'm having that much trouble controlling it, but well, it will have to do. I'm not getting any altitude or any speed, so maybe I'm too heavy for the small jet engines. The Bird Mark 1 was way easier to control and way faster, I think. Yeah, I need to get some altitude, but at this rate it will take a while before I reach 10,000 kilometers. I'm trying to see if I'm getting enough air intake, but I don't understand these numbers. What is U as a unit? Okay, maybe I'm 100% requirement met, so it should be okay. Okay, it's taking way too long, so I think I'd stage the other fuel engine. I want to have a nice angle of attack to get the more lift possible. And let's go. And I'm not even getting speed. I am a bit, but not much. So I think I should... oh, come on. Yeah, now I'm getting speed, but my fuel will burn very fast. And my angle of attack is not that nice. Oh, come on. And put the thrust down a bit. Problem is, I don't know why I cannot have a good angle relative to my velocity, so the wings are probably aren't helping much, I think. I'm still accelerating, but am I burning all the fuel? Yeah, I think I am. Oh, but I don't have any oxidizer. Yeah, okay. That's what happens. So yeah, I'm far from reaching space with this. So yeah, there's no way I'll be able to launch a plane to space yet. This plane is almost 30 parts already, so if I want to add more fuel or more thrusters, I won't be able to. And like upgrading the plane building is probably the last thing we'll do, because it's not a very good investment. Planes are fun, but they won't give you a lot of contracts. So yeah, I learned this, and I try to figure out another way to get the crew cabin into space and back. So, remembering that these two parts are simulating the crew cabin, I think I know this is not stable. Cannot put a command pod on something under it. I've tried it with Science Junior, with a payload, so I'm pretty sure it won't work. It will tip over and the command pod will face the descent, and I won't lose enough speed. What might work, and I know this works with one Science Junior, is to do it like this. This might be stable. The question is, how many parachutes do I need? I put 4, just because like there are no tourists here, but I want to be sure I'm doing everything right. I need batteries, probably 2 of them would be enough, and I now have the setup to test. So I need to launch this into space. Okay, this kind of setup failed last time, so what I'll do is add 2 solid fuel boosters. Okay, and I think I'm ready to test it. Okay, I'm in a course to space and back, so let's see what happens. Okay, I'm in space because I have a science junior. I think I can get a little bit of science. Yeah, and now I wait. Okay, this is stable, which is nice. I'm not sure I will lose enough speed. Maybe I'm too heavy. I will have to add some drop shots if I want to do this. Okay, no. I'm okay, but I'll put like maybe 2 drop shots on it before launching the real stuff. Okay, so I can unlock this and get this part unlocked, and I'll build a rocket and try it at least once. Okay, this is the tourist Mark 1. I put 2 tourists in the crew cabin, I added 2 drag chutes, and I removed 2 parachutes. I don't think the drag chutes are necessary, but just in case, I took the value from the Pioneer Mark 1 with a little bit more delta V, so I hope it will be enough. I should watch the burn time in fact. But since I have the same... No, I'm not even sure it's working. Yeah, I check. Yeah, it's okay. I have 10 seconds more than the Pioneer. So this should be able to reach space, and I have 2 tourists inside, so let's try it. Okay. I thought I wouldn't do it, but I have an hypothesis that should stay above 70 kilometers, I hope. Okay, I'm re-entering now. And everything was alright. And it didn't work. Why is that? What does the contract say? I don't get it. Like, the one I did said the same thing. So, I don't understand. Maybe the trajectory is different? Okay, I'm trying it again, but with the other 2. See if there's a difference or not. Oh, maybe what happened, I reloaded, right? So I was empty during the flight. Yeah. There were no faces there. Okay, I just lost 10,000, something like this, for nothing. Okay, the contract is completed, so yeah. So my rocket is working. I won't do the other mission yet, because if I do it, I'll have a new mission, and this new mission will have an expiration date, and I want to focus on other stuff than contracts for now. I should have a new one now. Well, maybe not, or it's another ferry tourist mission. Okay, we are back into the Moon one. Just to check if we are in space high over Kelvin, and we are. Well, I didn't have this report. Oh yeah, I could only keep one. So, I have the report. I want to EVA, get an EVA report. Oh, there's no biome for this one. Okay. I'd like to collect the data from this and restore. Observe material bay. 22 science. It's nice. I will store everything up there. Oh, there's one I cannot store here, so I'll store it inside this. I'll restore again, and I should be able to get this, yeah. And store it back. Can I board? Yeah, okay. And I should do the same for the mystery glue. EVA, can I get the mystery glue back? Ah, it's too far away. So it means I need to fly a bit. Problem is I don't remember. I didn't set up my controller yet. So... okay. Okay, I can use my thrusters now. Okay, my controller is not working. But I can use this, I think. How do I get back and... okay, control. It's not easy to control. Collect data, remove data, restore. I need to store this. And now I try to get back inside the command. And now the problem is, before I enter Moon's sphere of influence, it will be 1 day and 4 hours, and some mission will expire by then. So I'll have to do mission, and maybe I should wait a bit, like maybe reach apoapsis. I don't know. I'll go to this spot. Because if I do missions now, they might expire in 1 day or so, the new ones. So I want to spend a little bit of time. Okay, almost 1 day, because 1 day is 6 hours. Yeah, so I have one with 4 hours, another with 4 hours, and this one with 1 day, but this one I won't be able to do it for a while, so I'll have to take it and keep it in my active contracts. So I need to do missions. I can do the one to ferry tourists in a suborbital spaceflight, because I know I can do it. I already have the rocket. Okay, Sword and Kimven are inside the rocket. Let's entertain them. I really should move the parachutes up, because having the crew cabin upside down might not be the best for the tourists inside. Okay, so I'll ferry more tourists. This time I need to orbit the planet, so I added one stage, some fuel and a Terrier engines behind the decoupler, and three fuel tanks and 2 small boosters. I'm not sure this will work or not, but there's no point in doing a test of this, because if it fails, I'll get this back with the tourists without doing the mission. But if it works, I'll get the contract done. So. Okay, mission failed. I lost control of the rocket. I don't have any communication down. So I have to salvage this. If I can. Okay, stage and hope for the best, I think. Forgot about this problem. So yeah, I think my trajectory wasn't round enough. So I should have burned more horizontally, and I might have had an apoapsis on this part and have control of the rocket. I'm going very fast. I hope everything will be alright. Thankfully I have the block chutes on, but I might not. No, it should be alright. Whoa, what am I losing? Oh, I lost a parachute. Okay. Everything's alright. I just lost a parachute. Okay, everything's alright. I just have to try it again with a better trajectory, but this will be in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you next time.